want me to show to play, you can just like play it. Probably not. I think if we have like that intro, then that way we don't have to like play it like this. Then that way it'll be like I think the intro for that Hey, how's it going? Cheers, everybody. Welcome to Blind Day. How are you on this fine day? You're licking stuff? You licking stuff?
I don't know how I am on this fine day. I feel overwhelmed.
I feel unprepared. I feel like I haven't There, the lights. There, the lights. We never really prepare for this, though. That's
No,
the thing.
we don't.
We don't really prepare for it.
I didn't say I was unprepared.
Oh, fair.
You said you were.
I'm very unprepared.
You
I'm
were-
very unprepared.
You said you were going to come down here and set it up.
Set things up.
And then
I didn't
come
have.
down here,
I didn't have
The
anything
lights
set
switched
up.
on.
Oh, and look at this. This light's not even
See?
on.
Fail. Fail.
My
You're
God, I'm fired.
Fired. Get out of my car.
Oh God, but I wanted to get into set design and stuff. That's something that I enjoy.
So I got to take it in university.
Oh my God. 17 more years of set design? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
No.
How many years does it take you to become good at set design? Like 40? 50 years?
Well, I feel like if you asked a set designer, they'd probably say never.
Never?
Unless
You
you're like...
never get good at set design.
Well, I guess what I mean is that I guess like most artists probably feel that they're never as good as they want to be.
True. So when you're designing sets and stuff, then it's kind of one of those things where you're just you're learning as you go, more or less. I think that's true with a lot of that and a lot of artsy stuff is you kind of learn as you go, right? You kind of learn a lot of things just by doing. At least I learn the best when I do, you know what I mean? It's like you can read the books, you can read the whatever, but if you're not doing something, you got to do it. Yeah, you definitely have to do it. You can't learn by not doing something.
No, there's a different muscle memory there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, whether you're tightening a bolt on a bike tire or designing a set, whatever, right? You got to just do it. You got to get out there and try some shit.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep, you do. Got to do the things. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel you know that feeling when you hear something in the woods and you stop and you're listening to it because you're trying to hear what it was and like how far away from you it is?
Yeah.
That's what I feel like right now.
For real?
Today. Yeah.
Okay. Fair.
Yeah.
So you kind of heard something in the distance and you're sitting there like,
Like,
how
it's
far
like-
away was that? Or like when you hear some thunder and you try to like figure out if that's coming your way or if that thunderbolt was like far away. Is
You're
that
like
kind
of
of like
nervous and waiting for
you're
it.
kind of like waiting for the thunderbolt or something like that? Or like you've heard it but you're trying to figure out how far away it is? Is that like your vibe?
Maybe not how well. I guess.
Fair.
Just the feeling behind it.
Oh.
Not the thoughts, just the feeling.
Oh. Maybe you're feeling banksy.
That was a terrible segue. That was so bad.
Shit.
That was not a good segue.
Damn it. I thought maybe that would be a good time to throw in banksy.
Maybe you're feeling banksy. What?
I thought maybe it would be a good time to throw in banksy because it's in something in the distance that's coming again, or maybe it's not. Maybe you're trying to figure it out. Is banksy back? I don't know.
I guess, but that wasn't the feeling I was going with. But I like banksy.
I was just saying that maybe that was what you were feeling was that presence, that Banksy-esque vibe where you don't know where it's coming from or something, and that type of energy from the Banksy world surrounding Banksy.
I would pose the thought that you were just thinking about Banksy and you didn't want to lose your thought, so then you just said Banksy.
I was totally trying to figure out how to throw it in there without completely losing my thought, and then I just said Banksy. Absolutely, yeah. But I mean, in the same time, it
Never
was
do things out of
no,
fear.
but it was tied into your feeling
It
though.
wasn't
It
though.
was tied into the thing in the distance that you don't know that you're feeling out because it's a thing in the distance, right? And that's why I threw it in because Banksy's kind of that vibe, right? That thing that's there that you don't really
I
know, but
guess
it comes around
it was just
again.
weird timing. It
I know because I wanted to throw it in, but I was trying to like feel it out, and then I don't think there's any good timing to throw it
I
in though.
almost did.
Oh,
Almost. When you were
oh,
talking about like set design and stuff. See, that would have been a great time to stick in Banksy.
oh
Because there's
yeah,
a
yeah,
connection
yeah, yeah.
there.
Set design Banksy.
If you're thinking about creepy sounds in the woods, and then you say Banksy, you're like, what?
Maybe that doesn't work out. Maybe that doesn't work
Not
out.
quite.
Fair, fair. Okay, okay. So we've been kind of getting back into the different things that have been going on in the art world passe, and we were kind of like we were on this Banksy train again. We were kind of like reliving
We
those
stumbled
like
upon a Banksy documentary.
reliving those days where it was like those Banksy days where like everything was literally just Banksy like all the time. It
And
was
if you don't
like,
know who Banksy is, he is a graffiti style artist.
do they know like for sure that it's like one person? Like,
No,
what's
I don't think
the
so.
like? Is it?
I think,
It's never been revealed, right? Like
as far as I
no one
know,
knows. It's just like a mystery.
I think they know that he has an accomplice, like
Mhm.
someone working with him, but
What
they
if
don't even know
Banksy?
if it's a he. I
What if
think that's a he,
Banksy's
but
What if Banksy's a female? I was
Banksy could
just
be
about to
female.
say like. What if Banksy's a group of like four females that are just doing Banksy stuff? Like
Could be. Who
that
knows?
that we don't really know exactly the whole Banksy tale, but I've been feeling the energy though lately. Like there's something going on with Banksy coming back, or there's going to be some new Banksys or something like that. I don't know what it is, but I just feel like there's something there. There's just something there.
Maybe it's because the world has been laying dormant for a while.
Mm.
And so maybe these people that were really out in the public
Okay.
before
Okay.
that happened
Yeah.
are
Yeah. Yeah.
now, being like, I can breathe again.
Yeah, refreshed and ready to re-Banksy or something like that. Because that's a heavy thing to do when you're doing that level of project in like street art design and that kind of like enthusiasm into a street art kind of movement.
Well, they
But
had to
like,
be hidden, right? Like
yeah,
that
and
was
for people
his
to
whole
chase it
shtick.
around, I think is impressive. Like if you're creating street art to the point where people are chasing it down and looking for it,
It's
and you
pretty
got
cool.
crowds following around the different things, like that's pretty cool to me. And I think the whole Banksy movement, being able to create things that people would seek out and come from far away to go look at, is pretty cool. Whether it was something big or a painted person on a fire hydrant or whatever the different things were, right? Like just so many different little things.
A painted person on a fire hydrant. I think you're thinking of the dog that was pissing on the fire hydrant.
Yeah, well, that's what I meant. I meant like the fire hydrant with the dog that was taking pee on it. Exactly, exactly. That's the one that I was thinking of. That's the one that I was thinking of out of all of them.
I think for me, the famous one that sticks out is always the girl with the red balloon.
The girl with the red balloon.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a
That's
really popular Banksy one.
and the one that had like the double layer thing with the old car and shit.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
That
the
was
layered
cool.
one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that one too.
yeah, for sure, for
That's a good
sure.
one.
No, I mean, like, I would, if I lived there while that was going on, I would have been following them all over the place. I would have definitely been one of the people
Yeah,
that
I
was
would have
seeking
too.
out to try to find the Banksies. If I lived there at that time while that was all going on and stuff, I would have definitely been the one chasing around after the Banksies. But I feel like the story is like dormant. It's like a dormant kind of thing that's like maybe going to come around again, or like there's going to be more to it, I think, than like necessarily like that was it for from this whole Banksy thing. I feel like it's just like you say, kind of like it needed to go away for a little while to get refreshed, and then like maybe just maybe there could be more to the whole Banksy saga, round two, I suppose you could call it. But I'm definitely feeling like there could be something going on there. And I don't know, like we did just watch a few things. That's kind of something that definitely refreshed my memory about those banksy days. But at the same time, like I was kind of feeling that before we kind of watched that thing, because I was like, what, I was kind of saying like, what happened to that banksy stuff, and like where.
Really?
Yeah, like I kind of was before we even watched the like documentary that gave way more
Oh.
details about it. I had been thinking about it, like whatever happened to all those pieces, the things people collected, the like statue of bricks that like they literally picked apart and put into like a storage thing somewhere. You know what I mean? Like those
It's in
pieces,
a gallery.
right? It is now, I believe, right? They
Well,
moved it.
No, I think it's still, as far as I know, in the same place that it was. It never sold.
Okay. Okay.
They
Yeah,
might sell it.
my knowledge of it is, I'm still learning a lot about it. But I feel like anybody who has anything surrounding Banksy is like, it's just super cool to have something that was part
I
of
think a lot
that
of people
like
don't
time.
have originals of his work.
No
Because
way.
that was not his purpose.
Yeah, true.
Like, he wasn't
true.
out there to become this
No,
multi-million-dollar gallery
no,
artist.
it was an impactful pieces.
Yeah.
That was the whole
It was
point.
political statements.
Yeah, it was impactful, right?
I think he's a black guy.
Yeah, just like an
girl.
impactful kind of like
At least a
impactful
person
movement.
of color, I'll say that.
Fair.
I think so.
Okay.
Just because this person's work is so politically charged.
In your face, kind of like
And there's a
very
lot of,
thoughtful.
Yeah.
There's so much thought put behind it.
Yeah.
I think like because there's so much thought put
There's a
behind
lot
it.
of like marginalization of things.
Yeah, and it's,
a
like,
lot
very-
of, like government cover up.
yeah,
ideas.
very like intelligent, kind of brought forward ideas. You know what I
It
mean?
just
Like,
doesn't seem like a white person thing.
yeah, like we're too stupid for that. I think like we couldn't really maybe come up with some of the cleverness that was put into these pieces. Like it comes from this very soulful kind of like
'Cause they're a
place of
different
like
place.
yeah, a place of like very well thought out and very well detailed works of impactful street art.
Repression.
That yeah, some sort of like soul of like I need to make this happen, right? Because it takes a large group to make anything like that happen, but at the same time one person with the ideas, right, to kind of lead the charge on that. Someone very clever, very kind of knowledgeable of the area too, right? How to access things, how to place stuff out on the street, kind of thing like that. So I think like yeah, I mean it could be anybody. I have no idea,
And-
but a very clever person indeed. A very
Um,
clever person indeed.
With all of the stuff that Banksy did in New York, they were going to all of these different areas of that city that
Yeah,
or suburbs, whatever,
yeah,
that most people wouldn't go to
Yeah,
because
yeah.
of fear.
for sure.
So
yeah,
that is another reason why I think that
yeah.
he, she,
It would-
they are a.
They were kind of put on the outskirts a little bit to kind of get people to move around to see things like, hey, this is what's going on over here. Like, come
Yeah.
check it out because there's a Banksy now. Kind of like, come check out this area or this.
See what this is like.
Yeah, exactly.
Get away from your suburbia. See what this is.
Go to this area of town and check that out, right? Like, catch a Banksy over there. And see, that's what I thought was cool about it. He was very strategic about the placement and location of the Banksy pieces. But I would definitely be the type of person that would just follow it around, man. Like,
yeah, I would too.
totally. Like, where's the Banksy today?
I'd be up
You
at,
know?
like 6 a.m. the next morning.
Yeah,
Where
yeah,
are we
yeah.
going?
Yeah, and some people were doing that, right?
Yeah.
Like they were going around following the
Well, some of them
Banksies
you
all
had
over the
to,
place.
like some of the ones that were done on the side of businesses got
Yeah.
taken down.
True,
Or
true. Painted over right away.
Painted
Some people
over.
didn't want anything to do with it. They just didn't want the attention to bring to that spot, right? So because it got more popular, like, oh, we got to paint over this right away. People didn't even know what it was before. They just thought it was like a graffiti tag or something like that, and didn't understand the impactfulness of the Banksy, and just painted over it right away. Like, got to cover this up. You know what I mean? Without even thinking about it or processing it or seeing it. What was the door? Some guy, like, what, he wanted to take the door or something like that, right? So he offered someone, like, to buy them a new door if he could have the door, right? On, like, the
Right.
one building.
Yeah.
He's like, I'll buy you a new door or something,
'cause it
right?
was
He wanted
painted
to
on the
keep the
outside of the
door
door.
of the Banksy. Yeah, but they wouldn't have anything of it, and they just painted over it.
No, didn't they take it down? They replaced the door. They took it down, and it had it showed the two people carrying it away from whatever the place of business was.
Oh.
The guy offered to pay for the door.
So they did take it off.
Yeah.
Oh, see, I messed up the story. I messed up the story.
Yes,
I
you did.
only saw it once and I messed it up. I thought that was the one that they painted over the door.
No,
They did take that door down.
they took it down. Yeah.
Oh.
It was the side. There was one on the side of the
okay.
building that they painted over. And
Oh,
then there
it was the
another-
building, but
Yeah.
the door got taken off.
Yeah, the door got taken
So
off.
the door still maybe exists somewhere with the. Who knows what happened to that door?
Who knows?
Oh, yeah. That's interesting, though. Imagine you had the banksy door. That's
you know
pretty
what?
cool.
I bet you the
That's
dude
pretty cool.
who offered to pay for it followed the people who were in charge of throwing it out and offered them the money.
Oh, for
And
the door.
I bet you those
For the
people,
door.
Yeah, and I bet you those people who were hauling that door said, "Fuck yeah, I'll take your $100."
Oh, yeah. And gave him the door.
Gave him the door.
And then now he has the
Because they're
banksy
probably
door.
making minimum wage.
Yeah,
they don't
you-
give a shit about this.
No. Just I'll take this door out or whatever, and
Yeah.
then
Like,
you want
hey,
the door?
sweet.
You got the door. You got the door.
Here,
yeah.
take this door, and I'm gonna go buy a case of beer. Thank you much.
Yeah. See, that's another part of art that I love is how nonsensical it
It's
is.
so nonsensical.
But it's very freeing, and that's why I love art because it is nonsensical.
It's so nonsensical.
It's not supposed to make sense. It's art. It moves. It flows. You don't try to make sense of art.
You know,
what I mean? It's not supposed to make sense. It's not supposed to make sense at all. That's why art is so cool. It just lives in its own thing.
And I think that's why I've always had this kind of struggle with it because I'm a logical thinker.
A lot of people kind of try to find logic behind it,
And there isn't.
but there
Well,
isn't.
there is, but it's a creative
It's a
logic.
different type of logic.
It
It's
is.
art. It's its own
It's a magical
worldly
logic.
movement. It's its own thing.
It's whatever you want it to be.
It's whatever you want it to be. It's a perception. It's an illusion almost. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? It's
sometimes.
it's like a show. It's a performance on its own.
Well,
The whole art is like is
they
a
do say
moving
that performance
piece.
art is an art.
Yeah,
Which is
yeah,
something
yeah.
like
Mhm. Oh, nice, good one.
the performance art that
Good
I
one.
have seen.
Good one.
Very small amounts of it, I understand.
Fair.
I usually find it kind of pretentious.
Okay. So the performance art, why do you find it pretentious?
It's a lot of look at me.
Okay.
At me. I'm doing
Okay.
something so original. Look at me. Look at me.
Okay. So performance art to you is a little bit too much of somebody being
It's too
into.
floof-floof
It's
for
too
me.
floof-floof.
It's too floof.
It's too floof-floof. Okay. It's a little too floof-floof
Little
for
too
your
floof-floof.
style. Fair. Okay. I love when I'm out there and I see people doing performance art and street art, whatever other kind
Street
of
art,
thing you want.
performance art are
Not the
different.
same. Well,
Different?
definitely not the same. But when they're doing performance art, which I find in this place doesn't happen too much. You
I
don't
don't
really
think I've
go
ever seen
out
it.
there
I've seen
and you see
musicians, but
sure.
it's not the same.
But like you don't really go out in this place and see like performance art or things like that
No.
really out on the streets
Because
or anything.
Our cops here will arrest you for it before
It's-
they'll arrest the junkie.
It's a little weird. Yeah, there's a little bit of that. Like I'm just
Yes,
doing
I
some
said that out loud.
but it's true because like a lot of times if you see someone doing something weird or maybe a performance art, they'll get questioned or something like, "What are you doing?" Like, "What?" It's performance art, right? It's something different.
And to the performance art, that is the performance artist, that is gold.
Yes, absolutely.
That's absolute gold.
If you
That's
have
their
someone
point.
coming up asking you what you're doing, or you're doing something different while doing performance
And then
art,
getting threatened to be arrested. or
yes,
something.
then like as long as what you're doing,
Ow!
as long as what you're doing isn't like harming anyone or whatever, you're doing performance art, right?
Yeah.
So you've created an impactful moment that draw enough attention to yourself within the performance art. And now it's like you have succeeded with your performance art because you got people asking you what you're doing, right?
And they're just like, "Yep, this
Yeah.
is my point."
Exactly.
Yep.
This is
Yep.
the art.
This is
you,
the art.
You don't try to understand the art. I am performing right
That is something that I want to explore more, maybe dip my toes into more.
Fair.
Not necessarily a performance art,
now. Okay.
but
okay.
more interactive art.
Interactive
Because
art.
I find
okay.
that really cool when I see it done.
Okay.
When
Okay.
an artist puts up an installation that people can participate in.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just can't think of an idea to do that with.
Oh, so something way more
Because
interactive.
it's so outside of my box
Yeah, okay.
that like my brain is like cannot compute. We don't have that software downloaded.
You haven't got that patch yet.
No.
You haven't got that patch yet.
I'm looking for that gen
The
key.
version 4.2.0.1.6.9.5.
That's what it's called, right? A gen key?
Gen key?
Is that what it's called? The little code that you have to put into the thing to unlock the thing when you download.
A key-generated keygen key.
Keygen. Oh, it's a keygen. It's not a gen key. It's a keygen.
If you need a keygen key to get a key that unlocks a key that unlocks something,
Okay.
then you would probably need some sort of key. You don't have the keygen yet.
I don't have the keygen.
Oh, okay.
No.
I see where you're at with that one.
I'm still running on last year's model.
Okay, fair. You need the new keygen for the updates for this year.
Yeah.
Fair. Okay. Well, maybe when you get that idea, it would be something that you would be able to follow up on, or get out there in the street and do it. banksy. Maybe you're banksy.
Maybe I am.
She's banksy.
I am banksy.
The secret's out.
I am Bat banksy.
You're Bat Banksy?
Bat banksy.
Oh shit! This whole
Bat
time,
banksy.
this whole time, the secret's been revealed.
Bat banksy.
I shouldn't have said that you were Banksy, because then now the secret's out. So damn it.
Shit.
Better get back out there, Banksy.
Get at it.
Would you or would you not want to be Banksy?
I would not want to be.
You would not want to be Banksy.
That's too much pressure.
Okay. Too much pressure? You think Banksy feels a lot of pressure?
I
How
do.
can you feel pressure when you're doing a bunch of random shit?
Think about when you go on vacation for a week
Mm-hmm.
and everyone is wondering where you are and what you're doing. When
You're
you-
on vacation.
Yeah, when you come back though, and everyone's like, "Hey, what you do? What you do? What you do? What you do?" That is what Banksy is like
The what you
on
do.
a daily basis.
The what'd you do? What'd you do on your
What you do,
vacation?
what you do,
What'd you do on your vacation?
What
What'd
you
you
doing
do?
next? What you doing
What'd
next?
you do?
What you
Yeah.
doing? Shoot me in the face!
I'm on a vacation. I'm on a vacation.
I'm
What'd you do?
vacating.
What'd you do? What'd you do? I don't know. There was a beach chair and some umbrellas,
What'd you paint?
and
What'd you paint?
it was a good time.
My toenails.
Yeah. My toenails, and I relaxed, and it's called a vacation. Yeah, I know what you mean. I think, I don't think, like, if I had to weigh in on, I think Banksy's chill about it. I don't think he feels, like, any kind of pressure, because it's random. Like, he doesn't have to
See,
do it.
maybe it's not to him though.
Fair.
You're looking at it
Okay.
from an outsider's
Or
perspective.
her.
Or her. I just say him because
Him, yeah. I just kind of say that as a term.
it's a term.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
it's them.
So there could be some pressure to create the next Banksy, but not really, like, a lot of pressure. It's just kind of like do it if you want to, you know what I mean? Because that's what Banksy is. That, to me, resurgence of Banksy would just be like, do what you want to do. And it doesn't even have to be New York. It can be anywhere, right?
But maybe they just wanted it to be like a flash in the pan kind of thing. Maybe they just like wanted to do it once and just be like, I'm out. Done.
Fair. And now it is forever a part in art history for people like us to discuss. And anyone else in the art world who... Do you think there's more love for Banksy and the things he did, or is there more, like, question in
I
the
think
art
there's
world?
more love.
More love for the Banksy movements
I
and,
think
like,
so.
the way he did things?
I think so.
Than just, like, why would you do that kind of stuff? Like,
It
more
was
love?
innovative. It was extremely
Very
innovative.
innovative. Very innovative.
Which can actually divide the art world.
Very true.
As
Very
we have
true.
seen in the past.
The
with,
past, yeah. There's some division there, yeah.
Impressionism and expressionism.
Yeah.
Those kinds of isms that came out.
Yeah, absolutely.
The art world was
absolutely.
not receptive to those at all.
I know, yeah.
Dadaism.
It's weird. It's weird when new movements come into play in the art world. A lot of them get rejected before they even barely start. A lot of people
Well,
trying
because
to start an art movement or something.
An
Just
art movement
not
will
gonna go.
always stem from frustration of something. If you look back in history, anytime there's a change in an art movement is because of frustration behind something.
Fair.
So,
fair,
like
true,
with
true.
Impressionism,
Yeah.
I talk about Impressionism a lot because it's one of my favorite art styles.
Yeah, Impressionism is a
I
cool
love
art
it.
style. Yeah, for sure.
So that movement came about because everything was hyper realism before that. Everything was very like Renaissance-y, right?
For
Like,
sure.
perfect human proportions, perfect coloring, perfect,
Yeah.
So artists were like, well, fuck that noise.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to do the complete opposite of that.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna make everything very wishy-washy and like there's no structure and
Yeah,
it's we're gonna use purple instead of
Cool.
gray, or we're gonna use blue instead of yellow, right?
Fair.
And the art world was like, oh, poppycock. Like we can't have those. They're not real artists.
Fair.
And then it was the same thing with expressionism. Now, it's funny because a lot of people will look at my artwork and call me an expressionist because I use very vibrant coloring in my artwork.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't consider myself an expressionist, and it's probably because I don't particularly like that art movement.
Okay.
Like, the most famous artist in that movement is Matisse, and I think I've hated every single Matisse painting.
Not a Matisse fan?
No, I think most people would shoot me in the face for saying that.
No!
But I can't stand him.
Not a Matisse fan.
Can't stand
we
it.
do not have a Matisse
Fucking
fan here.
awful.
Doesn't like the Matisse.
The only
not
one
into Matisse.
that like immediately comes to mind that I like is the Scream.
The Scream?
That's it.
That's the only Matisse that you're like.
No, that's not a Matisse. That's a Munch.
That's what I was gonna say because I thought that's why, but I don't know why you said that there because
Munch is also an expressionist.
Yeah,
so I'm saying his painting is the
There's
only one that
so
I like.
many to try to like keep in order. Oh my god! Remember, like we tried to like.
I took 2 years of straight art history.
Yeah,
so,
and tried to like
tried
to learn all the different people and the different. Okay. So you like the Scream as a painting, but that's a Munch painting.
Yes.
The Scream one.
Yeah,
I know what one you're talking about.
I don't remember the name of. There's this super famous Matisse painting that is.
Yeah.
It's like kind of elongated, I guess. Rectangular.
Okay.
It's got a blue background, and then there's people kind of like dancing in like a oval.
They're
shape,
dancing,
and they're
yeah.
orange.
Okay.
They're like bright orange, and the background is like a royal blue.
They're just dancing around.
I hate it.
You're not a fan of that one either?
I hate it.
Interesting.
I hate it.
Interesting.
It makes me nauseous.
Fair. I see. This is why I'm a huge fan of talking to people about art because so many people will talk about paintings. And so many people will be divided on everything. Like, one person will walk up to a painting and just be like, I love it. Next person, same one. That's gross.
I know so many people that would kick me in the box for saying that.
It's so interesting, though. That's why I'm fascinated by it. And I'm fascinated by how so many people can look at the same painting and just want... Some people love it, and the other people can't stand it. It's just like... That's why I'm so fascinated by art. I'm so fascinated by performance arts and different things like that. Because the feedback is so varied that it really just depends who you are. You know what I mean? And I feel like the people that I've noticed that are the most open-minded seem to be able to connect with paintings a little bit better. If you're more of like a closed-minded, set-in-your-ways type person, it's harder for you to maybe connect to these art pieces, these like paintings and stuff. But I get that, like, you know what I mean? Like, but the people that are kind of less set in their ways and more open to change and different stuff, like, seem to be able to connect to a painting or kind of, even if they don't fully understand it, just be like, yeah, it's cool. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so that I've talked to a lot of people that you can kind of tell who's who, but a lot of the more open-minded people tend to be more favorable of different pieces, and the people that are more set in their ways or, you know, unsure don't necessarily always like everything, which is cool, but like it's fascinating. Like I just, you know, I love that about like going to different galleries and going to places and just seeing what's there and talking to people. It's like the feedback is just wild. Like it's wild, you know. And the whole banksY thing was so great when it was like such a hyped thing because you're like, what's going on with this, you know? And that's why I was so fascinated by it. And I personally think that's just getting started. But I mean, that's just my opinion on it. I feel like the banksY thing is like this little pebble that, in spite of it being huge and it was what it was, like I really feel like it you know, we're just at the start of it. I feel like it's just like a little thing that happened, a big thing that happened. But at the same time, like I personally feel like there's going to be, you know, an ongoing tale to it. I don't know what it's going to be. I don't know what the next, you know, journey is, but I feel like it's just getting started. Like in my own opinion, like it's just we've only seen the start the banksy movement and the pieces that came from the people who did banksy, whoever they are, or him or her, or whoever did the whole banksy stuff. I feel like it's just the start. For me personally, like I said,
not just the start though. eviL Bong.
Nice. Okay. Segue.
Better segue, right?
Not bad. That
Decent?
one was not bad. Yeah, we wanted to kind of jump into this a little bit because we were watching a few of these.
Yeah.
And that's kind of a movie where people are on the fence about a lot. Do you like it or do you not, right? Do you like the format and the style and the way they've made the eviL Bong movies? Because we've been watching the eviL Bong movies.
We have watched all the eviL Bong movies.
We are fans of the eviL Bong series. A lot of people are kind of
the eviL Bong series.
on the fence, but
I wouldn't say
like
oh my god, it's the best
Well,
horror series.
I think some of them
Or even the best stoner comedy I've seen.
Some of them have these really hilarious moments that I just I straight up was laughing so much, just laughing so hard. I was just sitting there just laughing at all of the stuff that they put in those movies.
Yeah.
But we've watched them, and I love the eviL Bong series.
It stretches the limits.
It stretches the imagination and what you can do within that storyline.
It really does.
Like style and storyline of making movies is so uniquely it is what it is.
I feel
like you know what you're getting into. You know what you're getting into.
It's called eviL Bong.
Yeah.
World.
Exactly. It's called eviL Bong. Yeah.
That's why I liked it. I knew
what you're getting into, right?
Yeah.
You know what it's
going to be. Except for the seventh one. The seventh one was too much.
Was it a little too?
I'm not going to say
wild if you haven't seen it. It was all in. All in. They were. You want to talk about swinging? They were swinging for the fence. They were swinging for the fence with that one.
If not longer than 10 minutes. Maybe 20 minutes.
They were swinging for the fence with that one for sure.
Literally came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Started off amazingly, and then I was like, what is even happening?
Yeah.
It was intense.
I know, but I was laughing for the most part when I throw those on though.
Oh yeah.
They're really funny, written, and the people in them do a great job just being silly and dumb, and I love that. You know what I mean? It takes a theme and it says, let's just swing with it.
Let's just do it.
Let's just do it. And that's what I think a lot of things need to be, is that if you think about doing stuff, a lot of times you won't do it, but at the same time it's the utmost dumb idea can sometimes be the funniest thing, and you're better off to just go for it and just try it out. You know what I mean? Because it's really somewhere you'll get some of the funniest things. Mm-hmm. At least I find for me, when you're doing the dumbest, silliest things, a lot of that can be some of the funniest stuff that you can just random funny things, random silly stuff. It can just come from the dumbest parts of anything. That's why I think that it's just great. It's a entertainment piece. It's a performance art, right? But like performance art, it doesn't touch everyone.
No.
In the right.
Or does it?
In the right vibes, I should say. Yeah. Or does it?
I liked. Okay, so yesterday, right, when we watched eviL Bong.
Yes, that did happen yesterday for us.
Was it yesterday or the day before?
Yeah,
but
that did happen yesterday for us.
I laughed, and I guess I had my neck tilted funny, and a muscle in my neck popped, and now it's sensitive. There's certain facial expressions I'll make that it hurts.
What?
I feel like a puss.
What?
It's the weirdest thing.
Why? Just because you pop what?
I don't know, in here somewhere you can't feel it.
Oh yeah, well I'm not gonna be able to feel that.
In here, there was a muscle that I just
Oh shit!
I had my neck turned like this.
Oh.
There's this muscle right here or
yeah,
or something.
yeah.
I had my neck turned like this, and then I just laughed and was like, "Poof."
Oh.
I was see, I did it again. I was like,
Damn. Well,
watch your neck muscles.
It makes you laugh so much that you might blow a neck muscle.
Blow your neck muscle.
So watch your neck muscle when you're watching eviL Bong, because you might blow a neck muscle there. You might blow a neck muscle for sure. But I think
it also has one of the greatest intro songs to a movie series ever.
You're right. That
That's such a
song
catchy
is
song.
very great. You
Such
just
a
kind
catchy
of like
song.
listen to it and you're like,
You just start
I could sing it, but I won't.
I don't know.
I'm just gonna mumble it and just like vibe to it in my head because I can hear it. What style of music do you like to listen to when you after an evil bong? What like vibe of music is
I
most
don't.
curated
If I
to
were?
yeah, to your like to your ears after like an evil bong session? When you're just listening to something, what do you throw on? What do you like to listen to?
I haven't listened to any music after watching Evil Bong.
I think what I meant by that was a metaphor for like being using a bong or a pipe or some other thing to smoke weed as a metaphorical sentence. I basically just mean what type of music do you listen to when you smoke weed,
Oh!
or you do anything revolving around marijuana usage. What is the music that you like to vibe to? What's your personal taste
Elvis.
in music? Elvis,
Fucking
nice,
I
nice.
love listening to
Cool,
Elvis.
cool.
Like,
Elvis just kind of reels you in.
So
He
there's-
puts out the energy.
I don't know what it is.
It's Elvis,
but
man. It's true.
There's something.
It's true. When you throw on that Elvis, man. When you throw on that Elvis.
There's one.
That's
I made
true.
a poor decision. I've made lots
true.
of poor decisions in my life, but I made a poor decision, and we were going to go do groceries one day, and I don't know. I had a rough day the day before,
Yeah, okay.
and I was chatting with a friend of mine. And she was like, "Come over. We'll smoke a bowl and just relax." So I was like, "Okay," because he wasn't going to be home till later, so we were going to do groceries later. I'm like, "Whatever. I'll smoke a bowl. It'll be fine by the time he gets home." Blah blah blah. So
Perfect.
here I am in her basement apartment, laying on the floor, and we're listening to Elvis. I have no idea how long we were listening to Elvis for. The time went by, and next thing I know, I get a text from this one saying he's on his way to pick me up to go get groceries. And I was just vibing. I was vibing Elvis and just got way more stoned than I had planned to. And me stoned in a grocery store is a bad combination. Not because I want to pick everything, but because I don't give a flying fuck about anything.
You're just like, yeah, all right.
He was
yeah.
like, "Do you want some apples?"
All right,
Let's
yeah.
get some apples.
Yeah, I remember that
Baby,
one.
we need onions.
I'm getting
sure.
flashbacks of this
We'll get
one.
some onions.
I'm getting flashbacks of this one. I'm like, can I
Bad
literally
decision.
pick anything and say that we should
That-
get it,
I'm
and
not
you'll
like
say,
that.
and you'll say, yeah, yeah. Can we get these triple chocolate Pop-Tarts?
Sure.
Yeah, but get them,
Get 'em.
yeah,
Put 'em in the car.
yeah. Can we get 6 chocolate bars? Yeah, get them, yeah, 6 chocolate bars.
Do you want to buy this expired chicken? Fuck yeah! Toss it in the cart.
Expired chicken is what we aim for. Is what we aim for.
I love
I
the
do
moldy
remember
cheese.
that. I do remember that because I remember being like, I actually can't
So
forget
that's what
it.
happened.
Yeah, that's
blame Elvis.
hilarious. Oh my god, I didn't know that you were always just like chilling and listening to Elvis at that point
I was
too.
like literally laying on her floor.
Nice.
And like she had a record player, so we were listening to Elvis on a record player.
Nice.
And like I just
That's
remember
awesome.
ranting and raving about
That's
this
so
for like
awesome.
an hour. It
I
felt
do
like.
remember that grocery store time. It was a while
It
ago,
was
but
the one and only time I
But
ever went to
I
a
was
grocery
like, I
store, so-
literally could have picked anything, and you'd have been like, "That's great,
Yeah.
that's fantastic." I remember that because I'm like, okay, just grabbing
I'm
it.
very agreeable.
I'm like,
when
we
I'm
never
stoned.
really get this, but should we try this? Yeah, that's great. Yeah, it's just like
Cool.
you were so agreeable with
know.
literally
And I'm
everything that
not
I was
usually.
choosing. You were like in the most agreeable state that I think I've ever seen you
It was
in.
pretty wonderful.
Just like, yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's fine.
I don't know what kind of
that's
cotton candy
fine.
was in that weed, but
Yeah, that's good.
I was
Those
on a fucking
those
cloud.
those nuts are my favorite.
Love
Those
it.
are great. Yeah, get those. Get
I thought
those.
they gave you hot. No.
Expired chicken. Yeah, expired chicken. Yeah,
You can
expired
handle some
chicken.
salmonella. It's good.
Yeah, expired chicken. Yeah.
Get it.
There's salmonella in our kitchen too. That's for sure. Inside joke.
Inside joke.
Inside joke. See what I did
think-
there? That was pretty good.
Okay, I
That's pretty
think
good.
that.
I did a tie back
That
to
was
to
good.
to a joke.
See, that was good.
Some people will get that.
That was good.
Some people will
And
get
if you
that.
don't,
Oh, you haven't watched enough
you know you know. So I think
that was
that-
a good one.
if you make it through all the eviL bongs,
Yeah.
like not including Ginger Dead Man,
Yeah.
if you make it through all the eviL bongs, you should be able to send in something like a stamp card and get a T-shirt.
It says I got bonged or something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah, that would be cool. I got eviL bonged.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Something like
cool.
that.
I like that. I like that. That's funny. That's funny. For sure, for sure. But I mean, I'm a fan of I like casual storytelling and I like improvised storytelling because a lot of moments that happen within casual storytelling that are improvised are some of the most fascinating things you can happen because you're not planning for everything, you know what I mean? And the amount of stuff that can happen that's comedy with an improvisation, it's just like look at Whose Line Is It Anyway? One of the best shows to ever like exist. And it was all improvised, like there were like genius improvisation skills on Whose Line Is It Anyway? Comedy gold all the time. Like you talk about the people that did Whose Line Is It Anyway? All kinds of different people. My favorite though, they were so funny.
Is
so
when they
funny.
Don't know what to do.
Just so funny. Yeah, those moments where they're frozen.
Just like standing with like a prop and they're like, it's a bat. And then it's like, ding, and it goes to the next
Then it goes to the next one, yeah. And then like they're in those freeze moments on Whose Line Is It Anyway, where they're just like frozen and stuff like that with the prop, and they have to like come in and like carry the story on.
So it would happen where they'd be like,
yeah. Oh yeah. Those are really funny.
Yeah, I like those moments.
Yeah. That was like one of the funniest shows. The Whose Line Is It Anyway?
I will say
stuff,
having to
for
do
sure.
Like freeze frame stuff when you're acting is really hard.
Oh, okay.
It's really, really hard.
Yeah, like hold the pose and don't move or whatever.
Yeah,
we gotta adjust something.
It's not the holding the pose that's the hard part. It's holding your face pose. That's the hard part, especially if you're doing a comedy. To like have to stand there in complete stillness and not move your face.
Yeah.
Is like the most like Buddha Zen shit.
Yeah, you're just Buddha Zen.
Like you have to be like Buddha Zen.
And
you can feel it like start to rumble in your tumble and you're like, no, I shall not laugh. I shall not laugh. I did this play once with a drama class and there was a guy in my class, he was so fucking funny. He was this Chinese guy. So he had a Chinese accent on top of it, which just made him funnier because he just embraced his
Nice. That's awesome.
And he was this doctor in this play, and
he was a doctor?
Yeah.
Oh, he played a doctor role. Yeah, he played a doctor role.
His dad was actually a doctor.
Nice. That's cool.
His dad was a doctor, his mom was a teacher. Put that
Holy moly. Yeah.
Yeah, this family.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, I was doing this play with him, and
cool.
There was this scene. I don't remember the specifics now because it was in high school. That was ages ago.
A long time for you.
A long time.
Few moons have passed.
There was something that he would say during the scene that was like gut-bustingly funny.
Too funny?
It was too funny.
Okay, nice.
I don't know if I ever made it through a scene without laughing.
Through
practice, through performances, like I feel like
because he was just too funny with it.
It was too much.
Nice.
It was just like this sentence that, and it'll come to me when I'm not.
Yeah.
And with his accent, and he was like this skinny little guy in this lab coat. Holy crap!
I think like,
and he was saying it to like an old person who was dying in a bed.
It
was one of those dark comedies. Holy fuck, it was funny.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I feel like there's a lot of like comedy gold moments that are out there that you're either in live or in a movie or something that it's like the person kind of like being themselves but like playing a character, but only they could like do it a certain way.
And, yeah,
or, like,
he's like that.
Only that person could do that a certain way.
No one else could do it like
That's why I kind of like, I always say like everybody's like so different for a reason because there's only like that person can do that thing that certain way, and like it's just comedy gold because like there's no other person that is like that person.
If it was any other person, I probably wouldn't have laughed.
Yeah, and to me, there's a lot of people that are just like nobody else can play that role or do that funny thing like that person does, and to me that's why I think so much of comedy and so much of stuff in movies and when you're doing live plays or whatever, if the person is just being themselves but like awkward within who they are, like a lot of that is like the best comedy stuff that I think you can find out there for sure. Just like true moments, and just like that's just nobody else could recreate that. Just those sheer moments in time, right?
Yep.
Definitely the way I see comedy and writing or improvisation or whatever. It's kind of like this ebbs and flows thing, but yet at the same time, if you're just being yourself within the character and you're just dialed it in, then that to me is like where the magic happens, always, for sure. Absolutely to me. But I mean, you know, if banksy, you know, wanted to do a comedy, maybe like a lot of his stuff was like edgy but kind of funny, like, but not like a lot of it was funny.
It was not funny.
A lot of it was like
There was no
impactful.
That's
But I could kind of like see, the thing with me is I see humor in everything because I have to.
yeah, but it wasn't meant to be.
So I know,
That's just
but
your own personal
yeah, no, it definitely is. I'm not saying that it's
Yeah.
not, but that's how I live my life. Is like I have to see humor in everything. So it's like everything to me has humor in it if you can like see it. But like
Except for maybe the dog pissing on a fire hydrant. That's kind of funny.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, like it's kind of funny. You know what I mean? Like it's got a humorous element to it.
Dog peeing on a
There's
fire
a dog
hydrant.
peeing on a fire.
It's fun.
It's funny. Yeah, it's funny. You know what I mean? So, like, for me personally, like, if Banksy did come back, maybe it could be like funny Banksy. Maybe like let's see what funny chops Banksy has. Let's see if Banksy has some humorous chops. Let's see how funny Banksy can be. Should we end it on that? Let's challenge Banksy to be funny. Oh, bye Banksy. All right, see you later, Banksy. Have a good one. I'm gonna go find Banksy too. Let's go find Banksy. Banksy.